Beneath the restless sands of Fayoum, where wind erases footsteps and time swallows stone, lies a ghost of greatness. The ancients called it a palace. The Greeks, stunned and wordless, named it the Labyrinth, a place so vast and bewildering that even maps could not tame it. In the shadow of forgotten millennia, where history fades and legend breathes, a wonder once stood. Its echoes still whisper through the shifting dunes, a testament to human ambition and the relentless march of time. This is the tale of the Labyrinth Palace, a riddle carved in stone that has haunted imaginations for thousands of years. Around 2000 BCE, when much of the world still slumbered in primitive simplicity, Pharaoh Amenemhat III dared to dream beyond measure. On the sacred ground of Hawara, he commanded not just a palace, not merely a temple, but an architectural enigma to defy the very concept of possibility. What rose from the desert was staggering. 3,000 chambers, a labyrinthine marvel that would leave even the gods breathless. Picture, if you will, a structure so vast it seemed to stretch to the horizon. Above ground, its walls reached towards the sky, while below, countless chambers burrowed deep into the earth's embrace. Corridors twisted and turned, a dizzying dance of stone and shadow where even the most learned priests lost their way. This was not just a home of kings, it was a kingdom of echoes, where whispers from millennia past still linger in the air. When Greek travelers first set foot within these hallowed walls, language failed them. They spoke only of a labyrinth, 12-roofed courts, 6 to the north, 6 to the south, and passages beyond counting. Can you hear the hushed awe in their voices as they described halls that seemed to stretch into eternity? Tunnels that whispered secrets older than time itself? Sanctuaries where sacred crocodiles, embodiments of the god Sobek, lurked in reverent darkness? And somewhere deep within this stone maze lay the tomb of Amenemhat himself, a pharaoh's final resting place hidden at the heart of the greatest puzzle ever conceived by human minds. What treasures, what ancient wisdom might still lie undiscovered in those depths? But here, in this place where stone remembers and shadows hold their breath, history blurs into faith. Scholars speak in hushed tones of another possibility. Could this have been the very palace where the prophet Joseph once walked? Did his sandals touch these very stones as he guided Egypt through years of plenty and famine? No proof remains, only tantalizing whispers that the footsteps of legend once mingled with those of kings in these very halls. Today, Hawara offers only scattered ruins to the curious eye. The grand palace is gone, not lost to the ravages of time or nature's fury, but to human hands. For centuries its stones were stolen, carried away to build villages and cities. Piece by piece the miracle was unmade, its grandeur scattered to the winds. Yet its absence only deepens the wonder. Architects still whisper of its design, marveling at the audacity of its plan. Engineers puzzle over the techniques that allowed such a structure to rise from the desert sands. The labyrinth is gone, but its shadow lingers etched in history, alive in our collective imagination. Close your eyes and picture it. At a time when much of the world lived in simple huts, Egypt built a riddle of 3,000 rooms, a place where legend and reality braided into one, where the line between the possible and impossible blurred like a mirage on the horizon. Its stones may be scattered, its corridors lost to time, but the Labyrinth Palace's message remains as clear as the day it was built. What we call impossible is only waiting for human hands to shape it. It stands as a testament to the heights of human achievement, a challenge echoing through the ages. In the silence of the desert night, if you listen closely, you might still hear the whispers of ancient stones. They speak of a time when pharaohs dreamed in gold and built in eternity. They remind us that even the greatest wonders can fade, but the human spirit to create, to push boundaries, to leave a mark on the world that is truly eternal. The Labyrinth Palace may have vanished beneath the sands, but its legacy lives on. In every impossible dream we dare to chase, in every boundary we push, we echo the ambition of those ancient builders. We carry forward the torch lit by Amenemhat III, a beacon of human potential that still burns bright across the millennia. As the wind sweeps across Fayoum, erasing footprints and reshaping dunes, it carries with it the memory of greatness. The Labyrinth Palace stands as a reminder that our greatest achievements often lie just beyond what we believe possible. It challenges us to dream bigger, to build bolder, to leave our own mark on the sands of time. For in the end, is that not the true purpose of such wonders? To inspire, to awe, to push the boundaries of what we believe we can achieve? The Labyrinth Palace may be lost to us, but its spirit lives on in every great work, every daring innovation, every dream that seems just out of reach. So the next time you stand before a marvel of human creation, remember the labyrinth. Remember that once, in the heart of the desert, humans dared to build a wonder so vast it defied comprehension. And ask yourself, what impossible dreams might we bring to life today? The sands of Fayoum may have reclaimed their secret, but the challenge of the Labyrinth Palace echoes through time. It calls to us still, a whisper carried on the desert wind. Build, dream, create, for in your hands lies the power to shape wonders that will outlast the ages. And so, as we stand at the threshold of our own future, we carry with us the legacy of those ancient dreamers. Their ambition, their skill, their audacity, it lives on in each of us. The Labyrinth Palace may have vanished, but its spirit endures, an eternal reminder that the greatest wonders are those we have yet to imagine. In the silence of Hawara, where once a palace of impossibilities stood, the wind still whispers of greatness. It speaks of a time when humans dared to challenge the very limits of creation. And it asks us, across the gulf of centuries, what will you build? What impossible dream will you bring to life? For in the end, that is the true legacy of the Labyrinth Palace. Not just a wonder lost to time, but a challenge that echoes through the ages. A reminder that within each of us lies the potential to create something that will leave the world in awe. So listen closely to the whispers of the desert wind. In its song, you might just hear the blueprints of your own impossible dream, waiting to be brought to life.